Okay, how are we doing, guys? So this is the handover document video. Just really quickly, my name is Sean Kelleher. Feel free to contact me, even if this is someone 10 years down the line. Contact me. I'll be more than willing to help you out. Okay, so my experience, I kind of did compete internationally, and I say compete like I very much did for recreational fun. I wasn't representing Ireland, but I did do these kind of like long, week-long orienteering events where it's like a stage every day. So I've made a Google Drive. Definitely access that. That is a bunch of resources for you that will really help you out. Okay, so let's get straight into it. Congratulations, well done. You are going to be the change that powers on OBC, and it's such a class thing to do. Again, fight for like everything if you need to, but most people are fairly sound. Most people on committee just want everyone to do well. So like, don't let anyone put you down if they are being rude. But like, forget about them. It's never really happened to me, thank God. But like, just try to get the best engagement you can. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a timer on as well. And cool. So plan. This is the best thing you can do. Plan. So you do not want it. You want to go to Glendalough and Ladderfrack yourself. Like you should. It's a great social experience. So don't put anything on that weekend. So work around that weekend. Genuinely, those Ladderfrack and Glendalough, which will be probably next semester, put those on and go to them. It'll be fantastic. Um, it's really, really great to go to those events. So it kind of allows you to kind of scaffold your skills when you plan stuff out. So like this is the initial one, the harder one, keep building them up. And like maybe put another orienteering event here. There's no right way to do this, and it can be a working document. It can change. It's completely cool if this changes and you say, oh crap, actually Rag Week is on week 6. I'm not doing anything Rag Week. But I actually ran some stuff on Rag Week and people came. So like, and again, if people don't come to your events, like don't get upset. Genuinely, like that's their loss. You're putting on a great show. Even if 2 people show up, it's beneficial. I feel like you're like Jesus, where like two or more people are gathered in my name. Like it's worth it. You know what I mean? I know that sounds really like blasphemous, but like it's true. It's like if even just one person shows up, it's fantastic. So building up your skills, scaffolding your skills like a staircase, that's cool. Now run weekly events gives you a great opportunity to socialize, makes contact, puts you on the map, and get a few people. You don't always have to be at the run. Genuinely, try and be there if you can. But like if you're busy, if you got something on, if you got an appointment, you can't be it. Like get someone else on the committee to do it, or get somebody else in core, or get form a little group. You should have a little group hopefully from last year. Some of the remnants will still be there, but form a little group. Okay, get them to come with you, and you can kind of make a route. Change up the route. Do it like I've discovered all these cool paths which we'll talk about, and go over rough terrain. And pick times before climbing. Make it convenient for people. Like I wanted to go climbing afterwards. I wanted to do everything in the club, so I wanted to go climbing afterwards. So like, don't put it on during climbing because it'll clash. Now sometimes that's fair enough. It'll clash. It can't. Things can't clash. Like here now, let's say it might be Letterfrack. There might be a really cool hike on week 6 as well. It'll clash. Look, I mean, if that's what you want to do, it's what you have to do. Like you can't get out of the way for everyone else, but you have to kind of make a concerted effort to just be conscious of it. So that's the main thing. Just be careful of the frack and deadlock and Brandon and anything that's really big. Cool. So yeah, orienteering is for not for softies. Map skills. So like if you were to start tomorrow, okay, we're doing our orienteering event. Get your group together, talk to them about orienteering, go through the basic navigational skills. I've left a bunch of videos that I'll put in this document, and they'll be at the bottom of this as well. So like, just how would you plan it? Okay, I've made a few maps. Use them. They'll be easy. If you want to make your own, do. If you want to use them, do. It's up to you. But like, these are nice, simple, easy ones. Get everyone in a big group. Talk to them how you're going to walk from control 1 to control 2. Talk about the difference in vegetation. Talk about the difference in different buildings. Okay, like orientated off buildings using micro navigation skills, bearings, etc. Okay. And ask for help. Ask for help to people to help you set up and take stuff. Most people will be very willing to help if you ask politely. And most people are very sound and like very easy to get on with. It's very rare I've had to deal with anybody who's a bit rude. And if they are, just straight up, like they're not on trips. If people are being rude to you, you deserve to be respected. And if they're not, that's cool. So yeah, just bring them around. Small activity. I've gone through step by step what you do there. Then when they come back, put them on this little course. It's a lovely little course. Get them to walk it, get them to run it if they want, and don't be afraid if people make mistakes. I DNF'd my first few orienteering events. I have no shame in saying it, but I was still able to go compete internationally, and that can be inspiring for people who feel like it can be very upsetting, and people are very critical of themselves. Keep driving on. And if we do not learn from experience, we do not. We learn from reflecting on experience. So get people together, right? And afterwards say, look, guys, what about control number 1? Anybody have problems with that? No, Grant. Okay, control actually 14. Geez, that was difficult. That was hidden in the bush there. I couldn't find that at all. Talk about that. Like You learn from your mistakes, and then kind of build up your more kind of on-campus orienteering events. I made this one third year. It was a nice one down by the Chemi where I used to park my bike. Flew down there. That was a good orienteering event to do. Then I kind of made another one this semester, and like there's cool trails I've kind of discovered here, which I would love to incorporate in. But that would be more of a hard kind of orienteering event on campus. This is probably the hardest one I had. But it's not even about that. It's about if you do it faster, more competently. Okay, so for weekend events, plan in advance. Have a good idea what you're going to do. Put it on Google, on the email, advertise on email, and then send an email out yourself. Okay, send an email, write an email. You can copy and paste ones I did from last year. Who, what, where, when. When are we going? What are we doing? Who's going? And that's what you should do. Put that stuff out. Transport, UL, okay, you can get the vehicles or you can get drivers, subsidize the fuel, selection, try to bring the people that are most interested and people are the most dedicated, the people who've shown up. And again, try to get Irish people if you can, because they're the longevity of the club. Erasmus students are fantastic and they fill most of the events, but they're not going to be here maybe next semester or next year. So again, I love my international people. They're so much fun, so much crack. I've friends in Germany, in Italy, and everywhere in Spain. I've got friends all over because I'm in Finland and Sweden. I've friends all over the place. But like, just try to get people that are Irish and try to pick out people for the future that will take over from you. It's very important. So the right course, the right people. Like if someone's not very athletic, don't put them on a hard course. Put them on the easiest course you can get. But like you want everyone to probably doing a red course. A brown course would even be like a bit difficult for me. I would do it if I wanted a bit of a challenge. I'd get around, but like I don't necessarily want that all the time. There's a school bell. Um, in the varsity competitions, there was one this year. It was really cool, really awesome. Go to it, get involved, get stuck in, show up. Don't be intimidated by anyone. There are people there that compete internationally. You're going out and you're doing your best, and never be put down. If people don't show up, if things don't go to plan, you're doing your best and you're doing fantastic, and you're putting yourself out there and you're volunteering. Nobody's paying you, so it's fantastic, and nobody's gonna give it to you. Post race analysis. So this is something I'm gonna look at there. So I've got a thing called Root Gadget here, right? And what I've done is I've pulled up my data. So you should definitely get yourself a watch, get yourself a smartwatch. You can literally see where you went wrong. So mine is in blue. My friend Dan is in green. You can see where he went wrong and where I went wrong, or what, not even where we went wrong, but what different kind of route choices we made. By reflecting, you'll learn. If you want to take it to the next level, go on to Root Gadget. It's on the Irish Orienteering website. Okay, so getting back to making maps. Okay, so you're going to make maps. I basically made a little template for you here. Very easy to follow. There's two different templates. So like follow those. Very easy to follow. You can literally just like copy and paste stuff. Now I use SolidWorks. I'll put it up here. It just probably a bit more accurate. You can get a bit more finer detail. I would try to use that if you can, but don't stress. Like, look, it's a campus map. It's not supposed to be anything amazing. It's not an event run for the public. It's just run for privately, and it'll definitely do the job. So don't stress if you can't use how it works. Hype up orienteering. Be the person that you're a representative of orienteering, and you're going to be associated with orienteering. So if you're sound cool, just genuinely, like, I'm not trying to sound like myself now, but if you're just bringing an energy and a vibe to the place, it'll be fantastic. But if you're kind of like not really into it, that'll also kind of reflect as well. Goals, have a few goals. Look, mine were to bring people to universities. I did so much. Looking back, I was very self-critical of myself, but I was really happy what I achieved in the end. I did actually so much. I'm very happy with myself because of that. Like I was also trying to do a lot of the other stuff. I was doing the climbing and hiking, and I was one of the more experienced people on committee. So I was kind of dipping my foot into a lot of different things as well and doing a lot of different work, which you kind of wouldn't even realize until you look back and you say, geez, I was helping organize trips, and I was helping organize food, and I was, doing the shop for food, and then I was on a hike leader, and then I was doing climbing supervising, and then I was teaching them about belay, and there's so much going on. Social media, huge thing, really important. Get access to it. You're more than entitled to access to it. It'll be Anna and Lauren this year. Ask them to make you reels. Now, I made my own because I knew I could probably do a great job, and I didn't want to put it on anybody else. It's up to them to do it as well. But what I would say is be willing to kind of more than willing to kind of get stuck in and make a reel. That reel puts everyone on the map. It puts everyone on the map. So like just make Instagram posts. Put a post on in the evening and say, look, weekly run 6:30. Come along. It'll be a bit of fun, or we'll have pizza afterwards. Wider responsibilities again. Like you can dip your foot in and help other people if you want. It's all about supporting each other on committees. So like if I was doing a lot of stuff. Like I really wanted to, let's say, get some new first years in. And like I was on the trips, and like that's even why I know like Sophie and Anna, because I saw their names, I knew they were first years, I highlighted them, I made a color coded list, and I said, oh, Sophie and Anna, put them on. I didn't even know who they were, genuinely. Didn't know who they were, but I knew they were first years. And I said, look, we need more people on. So try to get first years involved with orienteering, but even at trips, be sound to first years. You know, like I know like the biggest reason I'm in this club is because there was a girl called Maeve, and there's another girl called Ashlyn as well, and Cahill and Dahi. But like Maeve basically forced me to go to the Letterfrack trip. She basically forced me to go to the Letterfrack trip, and as a result, I'm in the club ever since. And I kind of did that. I feel like for Anna and Sophie and a few other people and a few internationals as well. Like I kind of put them on the trip to make sure that they would have a good time. And you know, if they're sound people, they're good fun. Like you have a role in that as well. Like even like Michael, like I was trying, you know, always trying to make him involved, and you know, get him to go to things, and you know, just make him feel involved and make him feel welcome, make everyone feel welcome, but particularly the first years if you can. So yeah, um, perfect. How are you doing? Sorry, I was just making a video. There's no worries. I was just in here making a video. There's no matter. No, no, come in. I'm done. I'm done. Perfect. I'm done.